Today we've got a gel fill using the new Synergy Gel Precision Applicators. Plus, we're going to do a little bit of nail art on top.
Yep.
Right now on real time. Tracey, today you're going to take us through a fill with a precision applicator. We actually haven't done this yet, right?
Not that I remember.
Not that I remember also. Hopefully this is a new video.
They'll tell us.
They'll let us know.
Let us know.
I'm pretty sure it is new. I don't think we've done this. Talk about what you're going to do today on real time.
So Steph needs a fill.
Okay.
I noticed she had a couple cracks, I think. So we're going to have to do a little repairage. Simple gel polish on top, couple glitter press nails, in and out.
Yeah.
Call it a day.
Pretty quick.
Yeah.
How long is this going to take you? I'm always surprised by your insane timing. What do we have today?
30 minutes. I'm going to book her 30.
You're going to book 30 minutes. This, to me, always is incredible because I always think about how many of these you can do in a day. I do that simple math, and it's just money in the bank. You ready to go?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Okay, dokie, let's get started. I noticed, well, you mentioned that you had a few that might have little minor cracks. So as we're pushing back the cuticle, this is what I'm looking for, guys, is like any minor lifting, which she always gets on that one finger because that's where she holds her pen. Is there anything cracked? You're just taking a really good look. We have a little crack right there. Not too bad, actually. Not bad for being in Vegas. I'm gonna take my coarse safety bit and I'm gonna look for those one areas I noticed just to take them down. Make sure that we have a little crack right there too. So we're just gonna kind of dig a trench out so we can fill it, and then let's take care of this tiny, tiny, tiny amount of pressure lifting. So anytime you like hold a pen and you put a lot of pressure, Stephanie's kind of like me, we do everything aggressively, you can get a little lifting. So perfect. Okay, let's switch out to our medium sandy band and get prepping. So, how are you, Steph?
Good.
Yeah. I'm gonna do a little precision gel applicator fill on you. I think we used Cover Peach last time. Don't really need to worry about the shine. So again, guys, another just like speed technique. What I'm really worried about is making sure I'm prepping that cuticle area, getting it kind of smooth and flattened out, but I'm not really worried about above that because we don't have to worry about it sticking to that. We don't need any product there, and we'll have to file it later anyway. So we're just worried about that natural now. Get that nice and clean so we don't have any lifting issues. Turn this up a little bit. So what is the topic for conversations today?
A speed technique that I always kind of favored was when my client came in, oftentimes they would want to tell me where the cracks are, how they got the cracks, tell me a story about the cracks.
My dog ate this one,
Yes.
and see right here, and you're trying to grab a hold of their hands.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so I would just, like you said, kind of start by, I would say, we can talk about this while I'm filing, so that it wasn't taking the time away from working on her nails while she told me all the stories.
All the background. It's like, don't worry, it doesn't matter what actually happened, I'm still gonna fix it.
Exactly.
So I think they're afraid, like, usually they're like, oh, I was like sleeping, and like an act of God out of nowhere, my nail fell off.
I woke up and this whole nail was gone.
They're so worried that we're not gonna like repair it for them or something. It's like, don't worry, I'm still gonna fix it no matter what. I gotcha.
It's actually my job to fix them.
Don't want you walking around like that telling people I did your nails.
Right.
Okay, so let's just dust you off a little bit and then go through with some swipe. Okie dokie, let's cleanse ya. Some swipe on that brush. noticed some comments about the manicure brush. Did you see that? Was that in community or I don't remember.
Yeah, just if I actually had a comment today that was, do we need to have a new manicure brush and new files for each customer?
So it depends on your state. I know the state of California, we are not supposed to reuse our files. So that is supposed to be a brand new one each time. Now, some people will say, well, that's why I buy cheaper files. And I used to kind of follow that theory myself. Like, oh, I'll just buy some cheaper ones because I'm going to throw them away. But what I found is I was going through 2 or 3 of those. So I wasn't really saving any money. And they were hard to file with. So I'm like, why wouldn't I don't care that I just spent $1 on a file if it made me go faster.
Yeah.
And it's a file that I liked. And I always broke the files, the cheaper ones.
Yeah.
You could hear them snap.
This one.
Oh, thank you. See, the best clients tell you when you're making mistakes. Get our second coat. And then the other one was, the brushes. I think that you would have to get with your state board on that. I believe, at least it was when I was in salon, that you can sanitize those.
Yeah.
So what I did is it was a clean one for every client, and then they could take it with them to go wash after I top coated them and everything. And then there was a bucket up by the sink. They can just deposit it in. Each night I would clean those, set them out to dry, and they'd be good to go. Oh, that's pretty glitter in my base.
Is base still necessary since we're just doing a fill?
Yes. It is. It's really going to be, again, I know some people who take it out, but it really anchors everything. It's like saying, well, I don't really need protein bond. I guess you don't, you could risk it but I use protein bond because I don't want to worry about it. Same thing with base. Like, yeah, I guess you could skip this step that's taking me literally like 5 seconds to do. And very little product, so it's not like you're spending a fortune on it.
Right.
But you're giving that added insurance that you're not going to get lifting, which, believe me, I'm all about saving time, but it saves me time by doing this step because I don't have to fix lifting or anything like that in between my services.
I spent a period of time excluding base. I don't remember if I ran out or if I was just testing the theory, but I at first felt like I wasn't running into any issues, and I was like, oh no, I don't need it. And then eventually started having
right?
Exactly.
Because you had already done base, right? And so we're gonna just squeeze a little bit out. Come on, there we are. Just put it back in there where we need it. Yeah, because when you first did your set, you had base.
Yeah.
And then when you do them again, squeeze, as they grow out, you no longer have base.
Yeah. It took a couple times before I started. And I find that issue with troubleshooting with people sometimes. It may not be the first time that you see an issue, but eventually down the line, you might run into problems.
Up with you. Tucking it right in there with that applicator. I'm trying not to lift. If you guys notice, I'm trying not to lift my tube up because it blurs the camera out. So I might be struggling a little bit more trying to do it that way, but I'm trying to be nice to Habib today. So.
Can you use the brush with the precision applicators if you so chose?
Oh yeah, definitely. Like if you wanted to put a little blob on there right here and then take your brush and run it back there, totally.
Yeah.
Can definitely do that. So it's all up to you. I know some people that do that, and especially with like working in this small area, you could even put it on a little tile and work off the tile. I'm like, I just don't want to do the 2 steps. So I had a corner, like if I had a corner right there that I wanted to tuck up in there a little bit more, just grab that brush, push it in there.
Yeah.
Totally up to you. It's your world. Do what you feel is necessary. What I don't want to see though is like if you did need a brush, don't go, oh, I can't use a brush and fight it because you didn't want to pick up a brush.
Yeah.
So we're just adding some product to that side. We're going to grab ourselves something to clean off. I can't see my orange wood stick. So we'll use that. Something I had laying around. So just a little bit in there. So yeah, totally up to you. Don't struggle with something because you're like, oh, they don't use it. I can't use it. It's like whatever makes you go faster. Oops. I'm sorry, Habib. I'm gonna have to pick up the tube a little bit. It'll make my life a little bit easier. And that way I don't get it on her skin. Definitely, before you go in the light, guys, don't cure stuff on their skin. We'll try to keep as much off the skin as possible. That way we don't get any lifting. Got a little spot there we're filling in. Okay, let's see. This one, we're gonna add a little bit more right there. That's where you had that chip. Onward, ma'am. Okay. Let's grab some lip freeze. We have our 6 seconds. We're gonna throw things at you. Get this on there. Let's do some filing.
What would you do if there was separation happening underneath? That was a question we've had recently.
If you're getting the natural nail that's trying to pull away from the product, if it's all the way, like if you can't see where it stops, you need to remove that nail and get it nice and secure again. Otherwise, you're going to run into problems, right?
Yes.
If it's just a little bit and you feel like you can nip it or electric file it and you're not going to have any problems, go for it. But I do recommend, like, I always gave my client, like, their first appointment a rose oil and told them, please use this during the day. But most important, put it by your bed and put it on right before you go to sleep. It's going to keep everything kind of nice and soft, and it's going to keep that nail from drying out and separating. It really does help.
I feel like that's why sometimes it becomes more of a problem in the summer when we're in and out of water a lot because their nails are drying out.
It's kind of both extremes. Like when it gets really hot, you get all kinds of dry, and then when it gets really cold out, people start getting kind of dry again. So
Yeah.
it's just, and I know that a lot of people think that dust myself off a little bit. That oil causes lifting, and I guess if you're not using a proper oil, maybe. But I haven't ever really seen that problem. And I know that with the rose oil, we don't have that issue. Oops, cranked you up there. Okay.
What bit are you using?
We're using that safety bit. I'm just kind of blending everything in. I'm really kind of a light touch. Making sure. Ooh, this one. Oh, this is the one we added a bunch on, huh? Go and turn a little bit. Well, why is that one so lumpy? Because we added lots of stuff to it. She had that crack. The safety bit just kind of whacks it out, thins everything out really quick, blends it in really nicely. If I have more of a hump, I can put a little more pressure and take it out fast. Gel file is so easy. I know a lot of people will use an arbor band for this, and for me, the arbor band just isn't strong enough. I know I'm putting little pressure on, but still, if I do need to put pressure on that arbor band, they will tend to heat up. Especially like acrylic. Don't use an arbor band over acrylic. You will usually kind of light them on fire.
Right.
Let's shape you. Did I season? Yes, I did. I always try to pre-season my files, like when I first get them. That way I don't have to worry about it. So important to season your files, guys. Don't be slicing and dicing your clients. I always say I'm really paranoid about it because I was cut so bad by one.
It happens.
Have we had any other questions, like on the community, or what's been going on our Facebook community anyway?
A lot of excitement from the flash sale.
Oh yeah.
That
was a good one.
Yeah, the individual tubes were available, so people were pretty pumped about that.
Yeah, what was it? Like you got a 50 gram or 60 gram base with it?
Yeah.
And your choice of tube gel? Yeah, that was a good way if you were just wanting to try it. That's a good way to get into it.
A pretty consistent question has been getting an estimate as to how much or how many sets come out of these tubes. I've generally just been telling people that it's kind of hard to put a number on because everyone works differently. There's different lengths and shapes. You know, are you squeezing it out of the tube? Or are you putting it on a tile? But that it is the same amount of product as the 60 gram pots.
Yeah.
So if
You've
you're
been using
familiar,
that,
yeah.
I like that. Yeah, it all depends on fills, full sets, length, but it is, I mean, just equal to that pot that you guys are used to working with. So it looks like it is different, but it's not. Same amount. But yeah, that flash sale was crazy. Oh, and the bits, those flew. All those bits for $50. You couldn't beat it.
Yeah. If you guys haven't already joined the Facebook community, that's a really good place to find out about flash sales, products, that kind of stuff, and just to share your work and network with other nail techs.
Yeah. There are some people that are not nail techs on there, but what I found is we're kind of educating them about their nail services and what they should be like. Mm-hmm. And also, people are finding clients that way, which is really cool too. Or customers are finding good nail techs in their areas. So I love it. I think everybody's been super, super positive, super nice. And we do a lot of our announcements on there. That's usually the first place that we'll announce something, new product, new launch.
Sales.
That's it. That's where we go.
It's been fun too to see people. I've even seen a couple like, oh, is anyone in this area? My client's vacationing there in Broken Nail. Like,
yeah,
all kinds of networking.
Really good.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. Helping each other out.
Yep.
And I mean, there's sometimes that I get on there and I'll see something, you know, someone's having a problem. It's not something I've ever seen. Mm-hmm. And you have like 50 other people who are commenting going like, oh, this is the problem. This is what I did.
Yeah.
Super great.
Very helpful. Is there a reason why you would choose to use the concealer colors instead of like a clear gel as the extension?
To use the covers?
Yeah, like for
the pink or the peach?
Mm-hmm.
I prefer to use it for my nudes. Mm-hmm. So if I'm doing art or white, I'm going to use the clear because that makes sense. We want to be able to see through it. We want that white to get a full cure on it. But for like a nude set like you have on, it makes more sense to do the extension in that nude. That way you don't have any color difference, because if there's the clear underneath and you don't get enough pink on, you might have some patchiness, some spots that just don't look quite right, or you're trying, you know, not to file so much. That way you just don't have to think about it. It's nude all the way through. Piece. So right now I'm just filing, shaping, looking down that barrel, making sure that we got everything blended into itself. That this pinky is staring at me funny though. I don't know what his problem is. It's usually your other hand. Mm-hmm. The middle finger on the other hand is always the one that's usually sticking its tongue out at me, but this time that pinky. Let's compile. Not bad. Not bad. Huh. Almost. 1 out of 10 ain't bad. Okay, let's blend this one a little bit more since I took that length down, thin out that tip. Bring in your side walls a little bit more. Let's check it. Look down the barrel. Cool. I think we are dust yourself off real quick. I don't want to go over on this one. I was over on the last one. I was having one of those days. You ever just go to the salon and you're like, oh, today's going to be one of those days. Like,
Yeah.
I'm just not running on full tank of gas today.
Yep.
It's kind of interesting having Habib film today. It's been a while.
Old bands back together.
Yep. Classics. Hasn't even hit me in the back of the head yet, which is impressive. Maybe he's given up. He's probably like, I just give up. Don't worry about it.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
The protein bond under the gel polish. Is that necessary? Is there a reason?
Again, it's an additional step, right? So people, if I'm doing that step, ooh, what's going on here? Let me see this one. If I'm doing an additional step, there's a reason. You know, I don't want that one. I'm going to switch to my crosscut. Turn that down. You have a little right in there. Tuck in there.
What are you doing, Trace?
Sorry, she had a little kind of lumpy bumpy right there. Yes, it's a technical term. Lumpy, bumpy. And I just wanted to tuck in there because it's kind of a tight fit for a file. This way I could tuck in there and get it without cutting her with a big old file. Sometimes it's really annoying if you're like in one tight corner and you're trying to put the whole file in there. It's just easier to get the bits and let that take care of it. But again, even though I'm trying to go fast or get my customer done, if I see something wrong, we have to fix it.
Yeah, you can't ignore it.
Can't ignore it. Okay, let's get this on. This is Horizon.
Very pretty blue.
It is very pretty blue. And if you're using gel polish, guys, and you're like, oh, I don't want to keep going because I'm afraid it's going to run, just have them put it in the light and do 2 on the other hand. I do that a lot of times because I don't want to have to worry about it, and I'm always in motion. I'm still moving. Go ahead and stick it in. So it's just, it doesn't cost me any time to do that, and it saves me time because if it does run, I'm going to have to fix it.
I used to do that a lot with the thumbs. I would just do the thumbs separate because first off it's sitting to the side so the gel polish runs, and as well as sometimes the lights don't always hit the top corner of the thumb so well because of the way it sets in the light. And I would rather just have a full cure rather than get that bubble.
Right, because some clients, they just lay right on their thumbs.
Yeah, and I will, I'm a big picker. So if I have a bubble that's not cured, I'm going to pick it within seconds. And I've assumed that most clients are the same.
Oh yeah, I'm do as I say, not as I do kind of person. I would used to, before I started using Young Nails, oh my gosh, my favorite thing to do was to bite the acrylic off. And then I switched to Young Nails and I'm like, oh, that hurt my teeth. I can't do that anymore. So, but again, if a client did that, I would have been ticked. Okay.
That was why I could always tell when things had been chewed off because I was familiar with them from doing it to myself.
I love the clients that insist they didn't. They're like, I can literally see teeth marks. They're right there, Susie.
Becky.
Becky. Always call everybody Becky. If it's a guy, it's Timmy. If it's a girl, it's Becky. Is my head in the way?
Nope. Good.
I feel like I have a lot of room for my head. The camera placement is perfect, Habib.
Did such a good job. You can stay.
Gio's been replaced.
Yeah.
With Habib's replacement.
Habib's replacement's been replaced by Habib.
Habib's replacement has been replaced. Okay, I'm just trying to tuck up in that corner. Definitely had a lot of coffee today. Let's get your a second coat. Now I'm not sure which nails I'm gonna bling out, so I'm just gonna top coat. I'm gonna do 2 coats on all of them, and then I don't have to think. Not thinking's always a positive thing.
Yep.
So what other questions? Oh yeah, so that I don't even know if I fully answered the question, guys, but the protein wand over the get right in there, yeah. You talk to the product. Am I the only one?
Definitely not.
Yeah, I'm always talking to it. It's just gonna give you that added insurance that you're not gonna get any chipping. Again, don't sit there and buff the nail. That's why we have gel top coats and gel polish. All that time of like buffing, oil, buffing, licking, I don't know what else we did to get it to be a nice smooth nail and shiny, and then we'd put a regular top coat on it. I'm so showing my age right there. Yes, I've been doing nails for a long time. Those days are gone. So we don't want to sit there and try to do it old school method by buffing. It's not necessary. In fact, it's just going to cause problems. So don't do it. Walk away from the buffer, people.
Yeah, gel likes, I mean, it smooths into all those little ridges, so it likes those ridges to still be there.
Yep. I'm so glad we tucked into this corner, because that would have been no bueno burrito. You like that, Abby?
I do.
We were talking this, we just had a trip to Vegas about how I like to make up words.
Mm-hmm.
And I do.
It makes sense.
I don't mean to tell you the truth. Is my head in the way, Steph? I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
I feel like I should have looked for an orange wood stick.
Mm-hmm.
Taking that time. I know Greg took it because I had 3.
Yeah, I put one back in there the other day because I saw it. They're kind of getting scarce around here.
Yep. Okay. Go in. We're gonna take a little silver, or actually majority of silver. And we're gonna take a little bit of punk rock just to it's gonna change the tone of the silver and give it a little sparkle. Let's see. Get that gel off that up there. Let's go here. Clean it out. All the way through. I like that.
Very pretty.
Let's do the middle one. Going from the jar to the nail, all the way through. Let's see. Do we want to do the thumb? Let's do the thumb. Why not? The more glitter, the better. Let's top coat. And that way this one can be curing while I'm doing the same thing on the other one. All the way through. In the light, ma'am. This one, what to do? Start with this one. I don't know if I'm matching them or not. I doubt I am. I don't typically. So do this one since I just got glitter on it.
How much would this set cost?
This set, let's see, we did a fill, which is 60. And we did 1 gel polish. 1 gel polish is included. We did 2 glitters. 70. Be 70. I think I just only left one. We'll just kind of glitter fade this one. I went glitter crazy on this hand.
It's okay.
So yeah. Oh, that sucked.
Glitter in your top coat?
Yep. That's why I usually have 2. One for the glitters, one for non-glitters.
This can be the glitter one now.
Yeah, it's official. In the light. Have you been over a minute on that one?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, bring it on over. Okay, dokie. Get our swipe. Get some of that sticky layer off. No, keep that one in. I'll get you some oil. Hook you up with some oil. I like the blue showing through a little bit.
Yeah.
Didn't want to do full silver.
No, I like it.
Cool. Next. And you are finished.
Beautiful.
Wow,
29 minutes, 45 seconds. I'm gonna keep saying it like 80 million times in a row. Get your fill time down. This is how you make money. This is how you make money in the salon. That change, that fill from, that was a nude set, is that correct?
Nude, yeah.
Nail art does not have to be this whole complicated thing. You went with color choice. Just talk about the whole thing in general, Tracy, of doing a fill, using the applicator, and then going into nail art.
I struggled a little bit today,
Okay.
but I was trying not to hold the tube up
Yeah.
so you wouldn't blur. So a little bumpier than I would have liked it, but it doesn't matter, it files. No matter what I'm doing, I usually put pink.
Yeah.
I don't use clear or natural or any of that when I'm doing a nude set or anything, because if they want to switch to a pink and white,
Yeah.
if they want to switch to pink and glitter, whatever, on ombre, it's super easy. You don't
Yeah.
have to remove everything.
So that's part of speed, is in the planning of the set, the planning of the nails, obviously knowing that like you won't have to, there's going to be multiple options you can branch off from if needed, correct?
Correct.
Yeah, that's part of speed
Yeah.
too, right? Is like being smart about how you do the nails too. Be smart about how you do nails. Get your fills in that 30-minute time frame. That is why we're doing this, is to show you how to get there. And even though Tracy's doing these in 30, I'm looking at the nails. They're beautiful. Like,
He's judging me.
I'm totally judging you, and the judgment is good. Great set, Tracy.
Thank you.
We'll see you next time on Real Time.